Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Moviecast episode 709. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gast, joined by Corey Feinsod.
Hey.
And Tony Korkanakis.
Hello again.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners. Welcome, viewers. We're live on Twitch starting Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. Please join us for these amazing broadcasts. A little late today. We had a couple technical difficulties. There's some storms going on in the area, so just a heads up.
Seems like every time we have a podcast that wants to shit on us, the weather.
Yeah. So, but we are live on Twitch. If you missed these live broadcasts, we're over on YouTube. All the content is there. So if you want to subscribe to both channels, that way you know when we go live or when we post the videos, you can go check all that stuff out, subscribe. So guys, this is 709 of the Moviecast. Mike is unfortunately away, so he's going to miss this one. He's on vacation. So guys, what have we been up to? I kick us off. I've got a lot of watched stuff, and I wish Mike was on this podcast because one of the things I watched, I feel like he might be ignoring and needs to watch. Caped Crusader.
Mike ignoring things?
Yeah. Caped Crusader, the Amazon Prime animated TV show from Bruce Timm, the spiritual, successor to the animated series, is on there. I'm on episode 5 now. I have seen a lot of hate for this show that people have been putting online for some reason. Not some reason. I will say it's because of the wokeness, as I say this in quotes, because people are so afraid of the wokeness of these shows. But this is a fantastic show, because they made Barbara Gordon black. People are thinking it's woke, and Montoya doesn't have the hourglass figure. So they're, it's the dumbest reasons I've ever seen. But this show is like a 1950s alternate reality kind of thing. Obviously, it's the Batman universe. The art style is it's Batman in the animated series. It's kind of different to not have Kevin Conroy clearly as the Batman voice, but because they designed him a little differently, it works. And I do love what we're getting from this. This is like I think it's 8 or 10 episodes this first season. And
10 episodes.
It's 10. So I'm on episode 5, yeah. And so I'm almost halfway through. So we get this great story that is actually a little more, not like animated series got pretty dark sometimes, right? But I would say this goes a little further because it's the times. They're able to do a little more on Amazon Prime, and I'm not saying it's violent. I'm not saying it's over the top.
Wasn't this already made before Amazon picked it up?
Yeah, I mean it was already produced, but
yeah, it was.
It's not over the top.
It's not like Amazon.
No. But it gives them freedom. They knew they were going streaming. They knew that to begin with because it was supposed to be on Max, I think, originally. Yeah. So it's not any of that over the top stuff, but it's fantastic. It's a little bit more adultish than the old show was. It's the animation obviously is great. The stories so far that they've told are very like villain origins kind of things. It's been pretty cool to see this, and it's his basically Batman year one. Everybody's kind of not thinking he's real. So it's a really cool little time for the Batman in there, and I'm enjoying it. I think it's great. So I would strongly recommend it to anybody who's a fan of the animated series, as well as new fans that want to watch this stuff from Batman, because it's for a new generation, and I think you'll enjoy it. And the new voice, the guy does a great job. I will give him credit. He's not Kevin Conroy because he'll never be Kevin Conroy, but he does a great job. So
I'm gonna be devil's advocate because I've watched 5 or 6 episodes as well.
You don't like it, huh?
I mean, it's all right, but what's it doing? What's it doing new?
What's it doing this new? Yeah, okay. That's a question I can't. Because I had a feeling Mike was going to ask that question, so I was trying to prepare myself for it. I don't really have an answer as to what, except for a new style, new origins of these villains. Not new origins, but I don't know. I like the.
I mean, everything you said is if you like the animated series, you're gonna like this. It's just bringing you back to that time. The only thing that I think sounds new to me, because I haven't seen any of it actually, it's just the trailer, is the setting that they put it in.
Right. You'd think the setting would bring some newness to it,
right?
Well, other than the crime lords just kind of being caricatures from that time period, I haven't found anything that really
stands out.
Gives it a reason to be in this setting, right?
Because what's funny is I was reading an interview where they talked to Bruce Timm about, they were kind of originally talking about coming back to do the animated series, and he was
I respect him where he said he didn't want to just do
Yeah, he
a
didn't want to do
follow-up,
that.
right?
Yeah. So then he came up with this. And now the more that you think about it, because I have no rebuttal to what you just said, I don't. I do like what it is, but you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not
Like,
wrong.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it's not bad. I'm not gonna say
No.
it's bad, right?
No.
It's kind of comfort food. It's because it feels familiar enough where you're not like, oh,
Yeah.
this isn't my Batman, right?
Mhm.
But it's kind of like, all right, like, you know, and I'm sorry, I'm just gonna spoil some character names that we've seen so far, right?
Yeah.
Where you get the Gordons, right? And they're black, and that's fine, right? I don't
Oh,
mind
yeah, yeah.
characters changing and stuff like that. But like it just feels like they made them black, and you would think that in a setting like this, they would experience, and I'm not saying like, yeah, I want racism in my thing, but it's
Right.
like if you're
But
going
you're
to
putting
do
it at
this,
a time, so you're setting it in a specific period of time where
right,
things were different.
right, like
Yeah.
you would expect some kind of adversity there
Hmm.
to, you know, add to that. And I think maybe there was like one character comment about it at some point, like, you know, like, oh, you know, whatever, right? But
Yeah.
it's just like there's nothing else to that. And again,
Okay.
I'm not saying like hey, I need this in my show, but it's just
Yeah.
like
Oh,
that
but
is like what I would consider to be something that changes an aspect of the series that gives it a new dynamic for them to explore and stuff like that, right?
also it can kind of pull you out of it because you're expecting certain things to happen,
Yeah,
and then it's not happening. It's like, wait, this isn't what I would think based off of what you know in history. Like, not like you're saying. I'm not saying we should have like
right.
racism and things like that in our TV, but when you're putting it in the setting and there's a specific, period of time and certain things were known to happen during those
Yeah,
times, it's like, yeah, well, you
it
expect
pulls you out of
those
that.
those characters to
Yes,
behave a certain way. And
yes,
when they don't, I could see that being a
right.
weird
And so like,
curveball.
and so again, so like we have Penguin, and this is
Mm.
an episode one spoiler, so it's a light spoiler, but like
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Penguin
fine.
is a woman this
Yeah.
time. And I was like, oh, that's a cool twist, right? Because I don't think that has been done in a large capacity, at least outside of comics, where I'm sure you could probably cite a specific issue of a other worlds
Right.
or whatever like that, stuff like that. But I'm like, oh, okay, well, what kind of experience can a female penguin bring to the table that I have not seen in any of those other Batman cartoons or you know, mediums and stuff like that? And again, light spoilers for the first episode, like, you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like, they're like, oh, you know, she's a genius. You know, she's trying to take out the other big crime lord. I forget his name off the top of my head. It's like, oh, she's a genius or
Oh,
something like that.
Rupert, right? Is it Thorn?
Rupert, yeah,
Yeah.
Rupert Thorne, right? And then she makes a comment to like her enemy that she tried to assassinate, and he's like, yeah, a little birdie told me, you know, tipped me off or something like that. So she's just, you know, and he kind of like looks directly at a character who ends up being her son. And you're like, oh, okay, so she's a mom. All right. That's an interesting new dynamic for a penguin, right?
Yeah.
And then, sorry, this is a big spoiler,
Yeah.
but like,
Spoiler.
she winds up just killing her son. And it was like, whoa, like no investigation or anything, just like takes her enemy's word, like implication, like, oh, my son ratted me out. I better kill him right away. Like no investigation, no anything. And of course, surprise, surprise, her enemy was lying to her and it was the other son. And it's like, come on, like, how are you going to tell me that this character is a genius? And then she just trace up, like, takes her rival's like implication at face value. He's like, yeah, you know what? I've raised my son for like 20 years or something. I'm just gonna kill him. It's just like other than chocolate, he's just like whatever.
Yeah.
So then okay, we have Clayface, which is cool. That was a good episode. Yeah. I even really like how they're doing Harley Quinn because it's a different separate angle. That's good. But like it seems like it's very villain of the week kind of thing where it's not really.
I don't need to know, but I think that was the way the animated series was. It's very much like the way the animated series was. It was very
sure, but a season in the animated series was like what 20 something episodes long,
25, maybe 30 back then.
Yeah, 30. Yeah. I mean, we're only getting 10.
Yeah.
So as I'm watching this again, it's not bad, but like there's nothing where I'm like, oh wow, this is new. This is interesting. Like I'm going to directly compare it to My Adventures with Superman, where that is a new story, that's new characters, new dynamics. Stuff like that, and that's where it keeps me interested. I'm like, oh, wow, okay, I never thought of that angle and stuff like that, right? And it's a modern day setting, so you could change a lot of things with modern technology, versus where you know this show they're going backwards, and it's not apparent why they're going backwards, because it's like, oh, well, I guess they just didn't want to write why people don't have cell phones. I guess I don't know, right? But again, other than that, like, and the other thing I do have to say is the animation, I don't think is as good as they sold us to initially.
No, well, it is good at times, and then it seems like they jump some scenes, and I don't know why.
It's good at times, but like anytime Batman's fighting, I'm just like, this doesn't look good. Like, you'd think that'd be like one of the peaks of the series, right? Because it's like you're a crime fighting superhero, right? But it doesn't look good. So that's kind of weird and stuff like that. But all the actors, the voice actors, great. Like, the new Batman, I think he sounds fine.
Yeah.
But Batman himself, I'm just like, dude, you're a fucking edgelord, man. Like, he's like popping off and mouthing off at Alfred. I'm just like, dude, like, it's like, wow, we got an edgelord Bruce Wayne. Never had that before. No, we had it in excess. So I don't know. For me, I'll finish it, right? But I'm just like, I'm hoping second season is a lot better. And I'm sorry, I just got to directly compare it to X-Men 97, right? Because we got both of these in a 6-month period. One of those I could not wait every freaking week. And, makes me excited for the future of that franchise. And this one, I'm just like, okay, it's comfort food. It's not like bad, but it's not great. It is.
I love it, but it is like, I'm only 4 in, so maybe like 2 more to start to wear on me. That's what I'm wondering, like, if it'll start to wear down on me. Like,
it's nothing. There's nothing wrong with comfort food.
There's nothing wrong with it. Yeah. Right.
I can understand, like, nothing about it for me is pulled me in at all. Like, I haven't watched any of it just because I've not been interested. I don't know.
They got me.
I feel like
nostalgia.
It's not something I needed. But I'm very excited for people that are excited for it. I think it's great.
And again,
more good Batman is good.
I'm sounding harsher on it than I am, but it's a middle of the road for me, right? Whereas it's kind of like, and I'll cite the kids. It's mid.
You're comparing. No cap.
But
no, it's tough too, because you had like Superman and X-Men come out, which are bringing back characters that you grew up with, and now you have this comparison where, like, this is most likely third on that list for people.
Oh, absolutely. Like, there's no. And again, it's not wrong. It's 10 episodes, so it's not a huge commitment. I think it's only 30-minute episodes.
And they're half-hour episodes.
It's not like that.
It's like 24 minutes actually.
So if anything, I just hope, like, again, because it was a Warner Brothers production, I'm hoping if it does well for Amazon can be like, okay, hey, we want more, and we'll even give you a little bit more budget and stuff like that. I know they're already working on a season 2. I think that was part of the announcement or whatever like that. So I would like to see improve. And it's not like bad enough where I'm like, oh God, I wasted my time. It's just like, I just actually want them to take even more risks than they are.
I hear you.
All right. Maybe they'll do that next season, like you said. So, all right.
Yeah.
Hopefully it gets better for you too, Jim. Like, I
like it.
I don't want it to get worse. So.
No, I don't want it to get worse. That's what I'm afraid of. But I watched Godzilla versus Kong.
Okay.
Got that.
The first one or the second one?
The new one, the one that just came out. Yeah. Cross Kong, whatever it is. Yeah. So it was good. Like you said, it was very explosion-esque.
Turn off your
brain. Don't think about like all of the holes in the plot, and just watch the monsters smash each other as much as possible. So I thought it was hilarious. Like, it was good. It was really like over the top good. That's
that last battle.
That last battle was
good.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's something like you just so happen to have the answer to all of your problems with you at this one moment. It's like, oh, okay, that's sure. We'll go with that. That's fine. But we need a monster, so let's just do it. That's how I look. It doesn't matter. It's just monsters beating each other up.
There was a lot of me like trying to figure out like the Super Saiyan mode of Godzilla and what that was about, really, except for just to give him a new look and make him supposed to be overpowered, but I feel like he was the same power. I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, but whatever.
Anyways, so I watched that. I watched Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
Exciting.
No, it's not. Just listen. Yeah, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with the movie. Actually, I think I enjoyed it. I thought it was fine.
It came and went is what happened. It's like, it's just like came and went. I was like, oh.
I mean, but I would say the same thing about the last movie. I thought it was the same idea.
Oh, that's it. I just think Ghostbusters, like, there's some franchises from our era, our childhood era in the 80s, where it's like they have survived the test of time, right? Yeah. And there are some that haven't. And I just don't think Ghostbusters is one of the ones that translates well to the modern era.
Yeah, I mean they
I
tried in this one a
also
lot.
think like
They
they've
tried this one.
tried bringing it back a couple times.
Yeah, because like, not to get too like political or whatever, but like when the new whatever the all female led one, right? There's so many people bitching, complaining, right? Online because they're just fucking stupid sexist, right? And it's like, okay, great. So we're gonna move away from that, and we're gonna give you what you want, right? We're gonna bring like it's a new like continuation, right? It's like
So it's
years in the
literally
future,
the same families,
right?
and yeah.
And it's just like, okay, so it's like cool, like nobody that was making an outrage really cared. They just wanted to make an outrage, right? Because otherwise they would have went and saw the movie and it would have been hugely successful. And it's middle of the road, middling. So nothing wrong with that. Just again, these movies just are all. I have no idea the specifics for this particular one, but it's like if you find an appropriate budget and you are reasonably profitable, yeah, it's probably worth continuing to make these things. But is it? I don't know.
Right. The budget is the key. I mean, like if you can bring that cost down and like just pump them out. Like horror movies do great because they cost nothing and you can just pump them out and people will pay for them.
I wish, and I just thought of that at the top of my head. I wish they would have gone for like a more horror angle, like a spin-off Ghostbuster, right, or something like that. And you could rely on those things rather than like I don't know. Just the previews I've seen makes it look so CGI heavy.
Yeah,
and just like and that increases
bring it back to its roots. Let's go to like some more practical effects, make it a little cheaper looking, and have fun with it. Make it a little janky.
Yeah,
I think
that
they
one's
like
free
really
executives.
tried.
That one was free.
I do think they've like tried to pull like those 80s, the early 90s, like try to get that nostalgia.
Oh, absolutely.
Because Stranger
100%.
Things was just like,
especially because of Stranger Things.
Yeah, it's like, oh, what 80s things can we pull and get people back into?
Oh, definitely. So, and that's pretty much it for me. Corey?
Oh, geez, what have I been watching? I don't know.
Tony, go ahead. If you think of something, Corey.
Yeah.
The other thing I watched was Cobra Kai season whatever.
Did you watch the whole season?
Yes.
Okay. I mean the part one. Did you watch part one? Okay.
Yeah.
Were there like 3 parts, part 1 or something?
Yeah.
I don't like the mediocrity of the you just did.
And that's it. That's like again, it's not like bad. Like I'm watching it, I'm not going like, oh, like this is bad. But like kind of like I was saying about Boys, it's like, we're in season 6 or whatever like that, and like every time we take a step forward, we take a step backwards, right? And they just want to maintain the status quo, and there are these rivalries and conflicts, and like I'll give you like another vague spoiler, where it's like vague. This is vague. Like there's some characters where it's like oh cool, they've wrapped up this conflict. They're buddies or friends or whatever you want, partner, whatever you want to call that, right? You're like, cool. The last season can just focus on these other threads that are still open or hanging or whatever like that. No, it's like, you know what? We gotta invent some bullshit reasons for stuff to happen.
And
there's actually again. And there's actually one part where it's like so blatantly like, how are you introducing this last season? And it's like, oh, they just want to do a spinoff. It's like, come the fuck on, man. Like, let it go. Like, you had such a good thing going, and it's like, I don't want now a prequel series. Like, it's like we had, Karate Kid. Now we have a sequel. But now we're leaving this thing open to do a prequel. And I'm just like, dude, I do not care. It's not that deep, right? It's not that deep. It's supposed to be kids beating up each other in karate tournaments. Like, it doesn't need to be this way. So, well, it's not bad. I'm not excited as much. I'm just waiting for it to end, unfortunately.
Oh, that's the worst.
I just
because like again, this was something that was every week, or every new release of it. You're like, oh, I gotta binge it because it's so good. But I mean, again, like that's the thing is, as soon as you get too far away from something, it starts to just you don't care anymore.
Yeah,
that's why I'm like. All these weights between different parts. It's like, what? Why?
And then
why are you doing this?
And not to mention too, like you would think after this is the 6th season, some of these characters would be way better at the fighting and choreography and stuff like that. And I'm not like calling anybody specifically out, but like it just doesn't look as good as I would expect after 5 seasons. Where it's like, why are we still having these like lean
training? Yeah,
like I can understand the first season, like, oh, we don't know, you don't really need it, but it's like once it was a top series, like maybe up your game again, up your game.
Stretch the envelope. All right. Let's get into the box office. I'm sorry, I'm gonna skip the box office. Deadpool and Wolverine, the #1 movie in the world still, I believe.
Yep.
And
Crazy.
definitely domestic. A 54% drop last week, only at 96.8 million. Almost did 100 million in its second week.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
Especially for an R-rated movie. Like
it is.
Yeah.
It has passed the was it the Passion of Christ?
Passion of the Christ.
Yeah,
This is
Passion of the
number
Christ.
one rated R
It
movie.
passed that.
Not only Marvel Jesus, he's
Marvel Jesus is now past the Passion of the Christ.
I saw this one. I saw this one article on Box Office, subreddit, where they're now projecting that it could potentially do 1.4 billion total.
So my 1.6, I was hoping for 1.6, but I don't think it's happening. But
yeah, it's just hard, right? It's so hard. But I mean, a billion was my personal hey, let's get a billion, guys, right? Just get that W there.
Get that.
Yeah.
Get close.
But to do 1.4, that would be the biggest non-Avatar, non-Marvel, or non-Avengers and Spider-Man movie.
Yeah,
I think, which is pretty crazy for again Deadpool and a rated R movie. That's insane.
I mean, it's
props to them.
Yeah,
Well, Top Gun did 1.5 almost.
Oh, that's what I was looking for. Yeah, Top Gun. Yeah.
Top Gun did 1.5-ish because it was 1.495.
Right.
And Jurassic Park did, or Jurassic World did $1 billion. It's crazy.
The movie's at 407 right now, domestic, and 444 international. So it's at 852. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing for an R-rated film. 1.4. R-rated film to do this well everywhere is awesome.
Yeah.
So
it's cool. Good for them. I mean, comic book movies are still a thing.
You just need the right, you just need the right story, right marketing and something. And that's where I feel like last year, Ant-Man and Marvel, the Marvels kind of flipped. Honestly, I feel they just should have called it Captain Marvel 2. Why are we messing around with this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yep. Got cute and got found out. But no, it's I think also just not having a direction. I felt like that was the biggest problem because they kind of closed Ant-Man with well, why is this guy coming back? They won. What do you think? What if they were trapped? That would have been such a better ending.
Oh yeah, we said that, right?
I know, right?
It had to be the original.
And honestly, if that ended on a downer, I think the entire perception of that movie changed.
Right,
and it got a better review.
Because if Ant-Man can beat this guy, why do you even need to call Avengers? What the fuck? What do we need them for?
Yeah. It lessened the villain. Yeah. It definitely did. So let's see. That's doing great. Deadpool, Wolverine. Yeah, I mean the MCU is doing it really well right now. Let's see. For those minor spoiler for those who haven't. If you have not been spoiled in this movie and you haven't seen it yet, I don't even know how you get on the internet.
Wolverine talking about?
Yeah. So the Cavalry I'm talking about right now. Yeah. So the Cavalry that's in this is a great little cameo appearance from him. But he made a little joke about it himself, even about how he shaved the mustache off this time around,
just to be safe.
Just to be safe. I thought it was a nice little shot at DC, which also in the movie was well done too. But yeah, I mean, I'm a Henry Cavill fan. He has had some really bad luck with his movies and shows too, because I think
even
the Warhammer,
the Warhammer thing, they're it's Amazon
say.
and 40K Games or whatever they're.
Games Workshop.
Games Workshop. They don't figure it out.
They're not on the same page right now, so that might not happen.
Which what? Maybe it's a blessing in disguise because bring them over. Yeah. Make them Sentry, make them Wolverine. I don't care. Just
give him a Wolverine. He did it. If he wants to hang it up, sure. Or whatever. Just bring him in. He deserves a good spot. That's the thing. It's The Witcher was a passion project for him. And then they started fucking that up on him. And he's well, why am I here if you're not going to follow the books? I'm here because of the book storylines, and now you're going to make up your own thing? All right. And then Superman, they screwed him over, told him he's going to be back. And he even had that post where he's after Black Adam came out, and he's oh, you guys got to see it. Now, I'm back. We're going to do this, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. And then, they screwed him over there. So, he deserves a win. So
he does. He does.
Cool to
Have you guys
see.
ever seen his? You saw his building his own computer thing. Like he went. I think he went to
Yeah, I mean everybody on
competitions.
the internet did.
No,
Yeah.
he saw the competition one where he built it as fast as he can against another
Oh
person.
no, I haven't done that
Like
one.
he did they used to do this at like I don't know if they do it at Comic-Con or one of the conventions they were doing it that he went into and he tried to speed build a computer next to somebody else. It was pretty impressive. So now Henry Cavill is a great actor and obviously not a great run of roles chosen right now for him. They were great, but they just didn't work out. So hopefully this goes forward with it. I don't think he's playing the Wolverine. I think they're gonna just
Yeah, I doubt
I
it.
don't think I think Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds till they're 90.
Mm.
I mean this movie Deadpool
Yeah, well,
Wolverine
I
is
mean,
doing
the thing
so
is,
well.
those guys are fine, but for X-Men proper, they need a new cast.
It's true.
I think everybody can accept, like, especially after No Way Home, people can understand, hey, this is somebody else. Like,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah. All right. Other news: Ryan Reynolds, who has been praising Channing Tatum, all the people that came in to do the movie with him, is clamoring
spoilers.
online now. Yeah, I know. What am I supposed to do here? Like, this is a spoiler by itself. Articles posted. Ryan Reynolds believes Wesley Snipes' Blade should have its own closure as well, like Logan. He's been touting that like crazy too. Do we want that?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
You know, I know.
I'd love to see that the
don't know.
Marshala, what the hell do I want to say his name? Marshala Ali. I'd like to see that Blade movie get off the ground first. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not to mention, I didn't know this. Did you know he dated the Halle Berry? I didn't know this until just recently.
Wesley Snipes or
Yeah, Wesley Snipes.
oh,
I didn't know that.
And he has like I don't know if it was ever brought to a court case or anything like that, but he beat her up so hard that she lost 80% of her hearing on one ear.
Well, that's
Oh,
great.
Jesus.
Jesus. So he's a
So like, and I didn't know this literally until like this weekend or something like that, and I was like, what the fuck? And now like it kind of takes away that moment in the movie for me now because I was like, oh, that's
it's kind
icky,
of hard
right?
to root for a guy that's
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, not to mention the whole like thing with Majors, right? Like he got, you know, consequences of that. I'm not going to say cancel because I don't believe in cancel culture. It's just there are consequences to your actions, right? So to have him in it, it's like, oh. But and then I thought about it, I was like, well, holy shit, she was Storm. Like she was one of the OG. And like she's not even in this fucking movie. It's like, and like that to me kind of felt like bitter, like very bitter. It's like, oh. So no, I'm done with Wesley Snipes. Like
I didn't know that.
That's fine.
I never heard that story, but yeah, it's healthy. I agree with you. Like I was thinking I really wanted this movie, but I would like some Blade closure. Actually, I would just like a Blade movie. Can we just get a Blade movie? Like get it off the ground here. Let's go. It should be like it's the original. So it's like it should be a no-brainer to get it to this day and age and make a good movie because they've done it previously when movies were bad. Like when comic book movies were bad, they made a good Blade movie. Like I just want to know why you can't get this thing working now. You know, yes, it's been in limbo. Yes, Tuffy, it's been in limbo for way too long. I cannot believe Marshala Ali is still attached. But here we are.
He has a line in the Eternals too. So at the end.
Oh yes,
in the
that's
stinger.
right. Yeah. So, all right. Last in the news, we've got Disney Plus raising their rates yet again, folks. Going up $2 a month for the ad tier or the ad-free tier.
We just it's every quarter. I feel like we're gonna say something about some streaming service going up.
I think it's been a year actually since the last price increase for them. So
mentioned, yeah, I think announced because they did it. They held like the original subscribers had like till December, I think, to do to know it was going up in price or whatever it was. I remember they didn't charge me until like November. I think it was November, December. But yeah, I mean, $2 per month. It's going from $13.99 to $15.99 for the ad free, and yeah,
that's stupid.
And
you're yeah.
What's that?
You're up to Netflix prices now, and I'm sorry, Disney Plus does not. As much as I loved X-Men '97, as much as I love Loki season 2, it does not have the content pipeline that Netflix does. To warrant that
it doesn't. Much. Like look, Disney Plus has some great classic content, which is awesome. It's got Hulu now; it's folding into its services. I don't think that includes it in this price, but yeah, I mean, it's going to get to the point where it's like Churro. Again, we've talked about this in the podcast. Like, it's subscribe to what you want monthly. It's just going to take more work to stay on top of things. That's really it. You can't just like subscribe to something and let it run. You have to like move around month to month based on what you want to watch, and that's what it's going to get to. Because at $20 a month, you have to make decisions. You can't just do that to every channel. You can't subscribe. That's ridiculous. So You have to make choices, and I think at some point either there will be more promotions for you to sign up, or there will be less options to sign up. That's my theory.
Well, here's my theory. My theory is, if you notice, the bundles with Hulu did not go up in price.
Oh,
right. So
they want you to bundle.
To me, this is, they want to force people into bundles, right? Because now they can be like, oh, look, Hulu's doing well. Hulu's doing better. Disney Plus is doing better. This bundle's a great deal, right? And then next year or in 6 months, one of the two, right? Now they're going to increase the bundle price and stuff like that. So it's going to be this like alternating thing, right?
Got it.
And the people that refuse to bundle, and that's absolutely fine, because I think it was like what, $10 for the ad tier, which is reasonable.
Yeah.
Now they're just getting extra money from them. So
yeah,
it's just greed. It's unfortunate, right? Because it's greed. Less content, higher prices, make it make sense.
Budgets are out of the control for everything they're doing, and I think a lot of that is also
inflation.
Streaming fault. Yeah. So I mean, it's tough, but I don't know. We'll see. All right, that's going to wrap up the Moviecast, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, we are live on Twitch Tuesday nights. Please join us for these broadcasts. Chat with us. We chat back and forth. Ask us some questions. If you missed these broadcasts, we're over on YouTube. Subscribe to both channels. Leave us a comment over there, too. We'll answer over there. That's going to wrap up the Moviecast. Stay tuned for Gamecast.